Well, you know, to be really honest, I wanted to be a physician. But in 1969, women didn't get into medical school. So I began to look at, so what were the alternatives? And we could get into psychology, although in low numbers, but um, I decided that I wanted to be a psychologist, and I was going to be the psychologist like a book that was out at the time, and Dibs in Search of Self, that could come in and help a child unlock and become whole and satisfied in their life. So that's what I began to do, was to really study child psychology and the practice of psychology. The only thing was that you, when I went out and worked in my early practice and practicum experiences, I was spending all of my time talking to teachers, because parents knew some things, but teachers could give you these vivid descriptions of what was working and wasn't working for a child. And so I moved into school psychology instead of clinical child, and have loved it ever since, because you can use the whole system of the playground and the school and the adults in the building to shape an environment for kids that helps them grow. I didn't actually intend to transition into faculty positions, but I had an opportunity to work with a clinic at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. They had an assessment clinic for children, and they wanted a clinical supervisor. So one, it was Wisconsin, and I loved the Midwest, and also some really superb professionals that were working in that program. So I moved from my doctoral program in Kentucky and the school district in Kentucky and moved up to Wisconsin, and was in that job for about 5 years. But then it became obvious that if you were working in universities and you weren't a tenure-line faculty, you really didn't have a lot of power or control over the quality of what was happening. So I moved from there to a faculty line position, first in Denver, Colorado, and then 10 years later here to Lincoln. The school psychology program in Lincoln was then, and I will say is still now, one of the top programs in the country. And so being part of a program that was about science and research and also superb training was really what I wanted to accomplish. And it was a doctoral program. So that meant that I could keep a foot in research as well as in practice. And had some excellent faculty already in the program. And then when I came to interview here, and I was explaining my work in classroom environment, and what I was struggling with is that my measure of the quality of the classrooms had to do with the collective perceptions of every kid in the class. And as I'm presenting on that work, one of the professors in the audience said, "Well, you have a level of analysis problem." And I said, "Yes, I do." And he said he could fix that. So I came here. I had some collaborations with school districts, not just in Lincoln, but out in rural Nebraska. And you have to understand that my family were all from rural Montana. And so I kind of gravitated towards the rest of the state. So it was easy to do my work here. Well, I think I'm most proud of the students that I worked with and that have gone out and are leaders in their own programs in school psychology around the country. I'm writing, in my retirement, writing a book now with a couple of former students that really are leading in Ohio and California. And so I'm very proud of my students, and I appreciate the fact that my vision, that you pay attention to the whole environment of the school and classroom, to the teachers and the routines and the practices, and kind of build the support structure for students. I'm very proud of that because it's taken hold. It's meant a fertile place where I could grow ideas and really have that kind of not just intellectual but personal interchange with people, so that everything that we do, if you do it in collaboration with a group, it comes out stronger and better. And that's what it's meant. I don't expect to miss my colleagues because I don't think we'll stop talking and seeing each other. I will miss the mentorship of students. I have 5 students who are still finishing, and I'm still going to be serving on their committees, but I will miss that as they graduate and move on. So I anticipate that a year from now, every closet in my house is going to be cleaned and half empty and organized, and I will have read at least 57, 58 murder mysteries. And my grandchildren in New Hampshire and in Tennessee are going to be complaining, do we have to have Grandma come and visit again? So that's my plan for retirement.